Good morning, America. Millions facing a new severe weather threat. This morning, storm alerts stretching up the East Coast to New York, Boston, and Pennsylvania on the heels of that deadly twister outbreak in the South. Tornadoes killing at least 8 people, leaving a trail of destruction, leveling homes, and now the new storm on the way.
Border battle. The White House says the president's plan to bus thousands of migrants to sanctuary cities around the country is still on the table. Critics call it illegal, will encourage more migrants to stay in the U.S. So why is Trump continuing to push?
Happening overnight, miracle landing, a plane with 3 on board running out of fuel, slamming into a front yard in a crowded neighborhood. How these power lines allowed all to walk away without a scratch.
ABC News exclusive. The parents of college student Samantha Josephson here live. Their daughter was killed after getting into the wrong car, thinking it was her Uber. Now, how they're trying to make sure it never happens again, only on GMA this morning.
Winter is here. Overnight, the fans freaking out. The final season of Game of Thrones delighting millions of diehards, but did intense demand crash the apps for a lot of streaming customers?
And back on top, Tiger Woods waking up a champion.
The return to glory.
After that incredible Masters victory, his first major title in more than a decade. The emotional celebration with his kids, and why it's being called one of the greatest comebacks in sports history.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Oh my goodness, Good Morning America. The look on his face said it all. What a comeback for Tiger Woods.
This is honoring Tiger, my little mock turtleneck that I'm wearing. We're excited, so many excited. 5th Masters, 15th major. Last time he won there at Augusta, Twitter didn't even exist.
Wow.
What a moment.
What a moment. And speaking of Twitter, Game of Thrones, it was trending all night last night. It's claiming the top 19 spots at one point. The premiere of the final season got more than 5 million tweets. About tuned in.
We'll talk about that later, but we're going to, of course, begin with that severe weather threat that is moving up the East Coast this morning after bringing snow to the Midwest, leading to hundreds of canceled flights in Chicago.
That same system bringing deadly tornadoes to the South, where at least 8 people were killed. 2 of those twisters touching down in Alto, Texas, where Marcus Moore is starting us off this morning. Good morning, Marcus.
Oh, Michael, good morning. You can see what those violent winds did to this apartment building here in Cherokee County, tearing down the wall. There were 3 people inside at the time. They crawled out the front door to safety, and this morning they are thankful to be alive. Deadly tornadoes tearing across 5 states over the weekend.
It's coming this way.
In Texas, an EF3 tornado touching down in Franklin, the town taking a direct hit.
I've seen tornadoes, but nothing like this.
You can see from the air a path of destruction. Nothing left but foundations where homes once stood. This woman telling me she lost everything.
All I have is the clothes I have on my back right now.
Cars tossed, homes ripped apart, thousands still without power.
My house was just lifted, just scattered over the backyard.
At least 8 people killed, including 3 children. Among the dead, Jason Dylan Creel, after a tree fell on top of the car they were riding in. In Mississippi, the governor declaring a state of emergency. Homes decimated. 17 counties sustaining severe damage.
Somebody trapped underneath the house.
Heavy rains leading to flash flooding, catching drivers off guard. You can hear the panic and fear. After 2 in this SUV got caught up in floodwaters, rescued from a ditch. The tornado ripping power lines from the ground in Ohio. And in Louisiana, this elementary school engulfed in massive flames caused by a possible lightning strike. Miraculously, no one was hurt. And more than 100 structures in this county alone sustained some bit of damage, including the school. And Robin, incredible to know that 2 tornadoes touched down in the same community just about an hour apart.
Yeah, incredible indeed, Marcus. Thank you. We're going to bring in Ginger. And Ginger, that severe weather is hitting the East Coast this morning. We've had rain here in the city and in Boston as well, where they're kicking off the marathon.
Right. I mean, 500,000 people are about to line those streets, and you can see that umbrella flying there. That is happening as we speak. The very gusty winds, the lightning, And that would be my main concern this morning. It would be the lightning that is left from Rhode Island right through eastern Massachusetts. Boston, if you are one of those that's about to go to the marathon, please just give it an hour or so if you can, because it'll clear out. But behind it'll be very windy. We're talking about wind also within that storm damaging in North Carolina buildings and trees into homes. Check this out. In Ohio, we had tornadoes too. So this was a very busy weekend. Saturday into Sunday, nearly 470 severe storm reports. We've got another Wednesday ahead that's going to look very similar, George.
Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. We're going to go to the White House now. And the president's push to bus migrants to sanctuary cities governed by Democrats. Immigration experts inside the administration rejected the idea as costly, impractical, and illegal. So on This Week, I asked Press Secretary Sarah Sanders why the president continues to push the proposal.
Look, we have that was brought up at a staff level, and it was determined at that time that logistically there were a lot of challenges, and it probably didn't make sense to move forward, and the idea did not go further.
Not just
the president
logistically,
heard
legally.
the idea. He likes it. So, well, we're looking to see if there are options that make it possible, and doing it in a full and thorough and extensive review.
Okay, let's bring in senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega for more on this. And Cecilia, at another point in the interview, she even said it's not the president's plan. So how seriously are they taking this?
Well, George, I guess if it's any indication of where the president's head is this morning, his very first tweet out this morning was to send marketing advice to Boeing. Sarah Sanders even told you yesterday that sending undocumented immigrants to sanctuary cities wouldn't be their first choice. We know that behind the scenes, immigration officials have been roundly contradicting the administration on this one, saying adamantly that there is not a plan in place to enforce this idea. It's not one they're taking seriously. You mentioned, George, the Democrats say that this is dead on arrival. They're now even suggesting that they might want Stephen Miller, the architect of many of these really controversial immigration policies coming out of this White House, to come before Congress to testify.
And Cecilia, the Attorney General William Barr expected to deliver that redacted version of the Mueller report this week. How worried is the White House, and what are they doing to prepare?
Well, the official line from the White House, George, has been, still is, case closed, full exoneration for the president. But, you know, privately, we know that they are bracing for the release of this report. We know that they've been briefed on it. The president said just a couple of days ago he had not read the full report. But sources are telling our team that there are very serious concerns about the unredacted parts of this report that could be coming out now just a matter of days. New information on topics like the firing of James Comey and the question of obstruction of justice, George.
And then the question is what Congress does with it. Cecilia, thanks very much. Robin?
And George, from the White House to Capitol Hill, where House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is saying she'll take steps to ensure freshman Representative Ilhan Omar's safety after President Trump targeted her on Twitter after a remark about 9/11. Senior congressional correspondent Mary Bruce has more on all that. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Robin. Well, overnight, the freshman congresswoman says she has seen an increase in direct threats against her life after President Trump tweeted a video mixing footage of the congresswoman, who is Muslim, giving a recent speech with footage of the 9/11 attacks. In a statement, Omar says, quote, violent rhetoric and all forms of hate speech have no place in our society, much less from our country's commander-in-chief. Now, this morning, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is stepping up security for the congresswoman and urging the president to take down this video, which she calls dangerous and disrespectful. Democrats say that Omar's recent comment that, quote, some people did something on 9/11 is being taken out of context. They say that she was really discussing discrimination against Muslim Americans. But, George, the president and the White House says the president is wishing no ill will and certainly not violence against the congresswoman. George.
A lot of questions about that. Mary Bruce, thanks very much. And in the race for the White House, Pete Buttigieg, the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, made it official Sunday, formally announcing his bid for the Democratic nomination at a rally in his hometown. The 37-year-old says it's time for change.
Change is coming, ready or not. The question of our time is whether families and workers will be defeated by the changes beneath us, or whether we will master them and make them work toward a better everyday life for us all. And a moment like that calls for hopeful and audacious voices from communities like ours. And yes, it calls for a new generation of leadership in this country.
Mayor Pete is rising in the pack of 18 Democratic candidates. More candidates, including former Vice President Joe Biden, expected to get in soon. And we heard from President Trump's campaign overnight announcing they've raised $30 million in the last 3 months. Michael?
All right, George, now to the search for answers. After that attack at the Mall of America, a 5-year-old boy is fighting for his life this morning after a stranger threw him from a balcony. ABC Zara Reshef is here with the latest on this tragic story.
It is tragic. It is unconscionable. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, everyone. That family's trip to the mall ending in unexplained horror after what police say was a random attack. Now, new questions about why that suspect was allowed back into the mall after 2 foreboding previous arrests there.
This morning, 5-year-old Landon fighting for his life after authorities say he was thrown by this complete stranger from the 3rd floor inside the Mall of America.
We have a report over on the south side that someone just fell from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor.
The little boy plummeting roughly 40 feet Friday. First responders urgently performing CPR.
We could see the EMTs over the little child, and all we could see are his little feet.
The motive for the shocking incident still a mystery.
We do not believe there is a relationship between the suspect and the child.
24-year-old Emmanuel Aranda arrested in the mall transit station shortly after witnesses say he fled the scene on foot. And now alarming details emerging about Aranda's past run-ins at the same mall, including 2 arrests there in 2015. The first, police say, for tossing an object over a railing from a high floor, and the second for throwing a glass at a restaurant employee. He was temporarily ordered to stay away from the shopping center.
Since the incidents happened back in 2015, that trespass period has expired.
Landon's family asking for privacy as he recovers. A friend posting an update to this GoFundMe page Sunday, saying Landon had a peaceful sleep and is still continuing to fight his courageous battle. He's a strong survivor.
And the investigation is ongoing this morning. The Mall of America saying in a statement, this was a senseless act and words cannot truly express our profound shock and sadness, guys.
So tragic.
Such a sad story. Okay, Ariel, thanks very much. Also this morning, new developments for the Boeing 737 MAX 8. American Airlines has joined Southwest, now the second major U.S. carrier to cancel all 737 MAX 8 flights through August. That will cut an average of 285 flights a day. Boeing is still working on a software fix for the problems that contributed to those 2 fatal crashes. Robin?
Now to the investigation, George, into a deadly fall on a college campus. A young woman just weeks away from graduation falling to her death at Fordham University's landmark clock tower. Janae Norman is there. And Janae, it's thought that the young woman was trying to take photos from up there.
Robin, good morning. This clock tower is one of the most recognizable buildings on campus, and it's said to give amazing views of the city skyline. The thing is, it's off limits, but that didn't stop those students who were reportedly looking to get that perfect picture before one of them tragically fell to her death.
The campus of Fordham University is in mourning after a student plunged to her death after breaking into the campus's iconic clock tower with a group of friends, reportedly on a mission to share photos from atop the tower.
It's going to be top of the bell tower. Female fell from a high location, neck and head injuries at the top of the bell tower on Fordham University.
Police say senior Sydney Monfries died on Sunday after suffering life-threatening injuries from falling nearly 40 feet inside the tower, reportedly through a hole in the stairs to the top. In an email to students, the university president confirming the death of the 22-year-old avid traveler who showcased her global excursions across her Instagram page. It's not the first time someone has put their life in harm's way in the pursuit of that perfect picture. Last summer, 2 members of a popular thrill-seeking group on social media died after plummeting more than 100 feet from the edge of a waterfall.
And officials say the building and tower are locked at night, and they're investigating how those students managed to get inside. As for Monfries, who is set to graduate next month, school leaders say she will still receive her degree posthumously. Michael, back to you.
All right, Janae, thank you so much. And now to that close call overnight, a small plane going down outside a home in Long Island, just narrowly missing the ground, getting caught in the power lines. Miraculously, no one was seriously injured. And ABC Gio Benitez is there in Valley Stream, New York with the story. Good morning to you, Gio.
Hey, Michael, good morning. Yeah, just an incredible story. I'm going to step out of the way here because it's not every day that you see a plane in somebody's front lawn. And again, that amazing headline, everyone survived this crash.
They're literally okay. They walked out of a plane that completely crashed.
The images are stunning. A single-engine Cessna airplane strung up in wires, caught just a few feet from the ground.
Lost radar contact with the aircraft 2 to 3 miles northeast of the
Kennedy Airport.
The plane carrying 2 Korean tourists had reportedly run out of gas after a flight to Niagara Falls and several aborted landings at Republic Airport. It was redirected to JFK Airport.
As they came around, they ran out of fuel. The wires prevented the plane from actually striking the ground. It hung it up about 1 foot from hitting the ground.
A miraculous ending of the flight. The only injury, a sprained finger on one of the passengers. And in this case, perhaps it's a good thing that they ran out of gas, because that may be what prevented a fire from starting and allowed all of these people to walk away safely. Robin?
Could be, Gio, okay? Glad everybody's okay. Thank you. Can we talk about Tiger Woods? Waking up a Masters champion again this morning. His comeback epic. Winning his first major tournament since 2008. TJ, was just incredible.
Just special. Remember, Augusta National is where the Tiger legend began. He was a 21-year-old skinny kid when he became the first person of color and the youngest to win the Masters. History came at rapid succession after that. Then it all came crashing down. But only a fall from grace like the one he took could make yesterday as incredible as it was.
The return to glory.
He is back.
The moments don't come any bigger than this.
In one of the greatest comebacks in sports history, Tiger Woods returned Sunday to the pinnacle of golf, winning the Masters, his first major in 11 years.
The completion of one of the great comebacks in any sport.
The Augusta National crowd erupted as Tiger screamed and pumped his fist after securing his 5th Masters win. The former #1 golfer in the world was met by his 10-year-old son, Charlie, who wasn't even born the last time Tiger won a major. Their embrace was reminiscent of the one Tiger shared with his late father, Earl, back in 1997, after Tiger's first Masters win.
It meant so much to me and my family, this tournament, and to have everyone here. It's something I'll never, ever forget.
Tiger, in his signature Sunday red, started the day 2 shots behind the leaders, but gave us vintage Tiger down the stretch.
I am compelled to say, oh my goodness.
The epic victory is one many, including Tiger, thought might never happen after a series of personal and professional setbacks, including a DUI arrest and a cheating scandal that led to a very public divorce. Hampered by surgeries and injuries, at one point his world ranking had fallen out of the top 1,000.
I had, serious doubts after, what transpired a couple years ago. I could barely walk. I couldn't sit, couldn't lay down. I really couldn't do much of anything.
I don't think that things get any more special for me.
The opportunity to come back like this, it is probably one of the biggest wins I've ever had for sure.
So now we're back on track with the talk of him catching Jack Nicklaus at 18. Tiger's at 15 majors now, so now it's within reach. And he was vintage Tiger yesterday. The best of the best, that leaderboard, he had to fight them off. So now the talk is he can make it to Jack.
He had that look in his eye the whole round.
It was something to watch yesterday. It was cool.
It was fun.
Yeah.
We were following a lot of stories this morning, including the story of Samantha Josephson. Of course, she was the young college student tragically killed after mistaking a car for her Uber. Her parents are here. They want to make sure it never happens again for an exclusive interview.
And we also have exclusive secrets about the new Star Wars, how they're planning to pay tribute to Carrie Fisher. But first, got to go back to Ginger.
And it was a big weekend for Star Wars in Chicago, where a lot of our producers and a lot of other people got stuck because of this. Yes, it snowed a lot. I'm talking 5.8 inches officially in Chicago, up to 8 in the suburbs. That is the most they've had this late since 1961. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, Select Cities, sponsored by Subaru Outback.
Does this map show the Peninsula Trail?
You won't find that on a map. I'll take you there. Take this left. If you listen real hard, you can hear the whales.
Oh. Hear that? Our Subaru Outback lets us see the world. Sometimes in ways we never imagined.
Well, the storm threat is over, but our main threat today will be that of high winds, so there could bring down some more branches and limbs, and you may notice more debris out on area roads, as well as certainly your neighborhood as you head out. Winds will be highest today during about the lunchtime hour to around 3, 4 o'clock, gusting over 35 upwards, 40+ miles per hour today. Higher temperatures after a chilly overnight will come our way tomorrow, the high temperature at 70. So today, the coolest out of the work week, another high impact event Friday with storms.
We're right back.
We're in Memphis, Tennessee, a city with one of the highest increases of women-owned businesses in the U.S.
It's really this constant juxtaposition when you're a mom and entrepreneur.
With more businesses